Hello and welcome to a brand new season of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race in 2024, sponsored again by World Class Lions. We have a 12-round Season 1 followed by a 12-round Season 2 in 2024. I'm Peter Butcher, you're watching Sim Broadcasts, and alongside me it's Eoin Harmon for another year. Eoin, let's do it all over again, why not?
Oh, absolutely, Pete. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be back. Obviously very grateful to be asked again to try and feature more Rony's Tuesday Fun Race on Sim Broadcasts. So without further ado, let's look forward to this season opener. Very different to what we had last year, if you remember that far.
Yeah, well, definitely. Tonight we're at Rockingham ISSC Long, the 3.3 kilometre, 2.1 mile track for 24 laps in a very interesting mod that we're going to show you right now. It's by Carlos Sainz 55. It's based on the Ferrari 488 GT3 car. It's the FERA 488 GT3. It's a 3.9 litre V8 rear-wheel drive car weighing over a tonne with half a tonne of brake horsepower to go with it, Eoin. So an absolute epic amount of power, and it looks fantastic, this mod.
Yeah, it's true to life from the body shape and hopefully as it drives as well. Obviously Rockingham is going to pose a lot of challenges for the car. It's quite light on the downforce, for example, and traction control may be necessary, so we'll see how it copes, but don't touch those sausage curbs.
No, absolutely, and that is going to be the story of today, I think. But here is the calendar, the 12-round Season 1 calendar for 2024, running all the way through until June. It's going to be a pretty epic season, we think, so we're glad you can join us for it. And I think the drivers are just about ready to get going in the background. But first of all, let's take a look at the qualifying standings as they were. It's Mantas who got the pole position, followed by Rick Cardle and Unite, with Rex, Texas, Lallaroo, Lorenzo, Botev, Nozzle and Asker rounding out the top 10. And pretty much full grid, Owen, for the start of this one. So let's head to the track and get going for 2024.
Yeah, this is the big one, and it's a full capacity grid. Hopefully everyone's who has set a time might not be here, so we'll see what transpires. Here we go. Race green, race clean for a brand new year, 2024. Waiting for the lights. It's a bit of a long hold, it has to be said. Yeah, everybody just needs to focus and get going. And now, there we go. Can Mantas convert this ball into a win? He's launched very well. Might brought down a little bit. This is the key now, turn 2. With this car, it's going to reach about 230, 240 kilometers per hour on the oval, and then the braking into Dean Hairpin. This could be chaos.
It could be chaos indeed. Hopefully not, as all the cars...
Lorenzo! Oh, he's missed it completely. Texas barrel rolls. Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah, and it looks as though even our game has decided that it didn't like the amount of physics objects that were happening there. That is probably the first time that's ever happened. That was the biggest accident I think we've ever seen at the start of a race on our channel. So much so that the game decided it didn't like what was going on.
Drivers are clamoring to restart the race, Pete. I think they're upset, as you can imagine. So that may have to require a full restart. But Rony is the judge and jury here. It's his call. So we'll see what happens. It does spoil the fun of the race if half the drivers have been wiped out in the first corner.
Yeah, we're having trouble in the background here as well because of the sheer chaos that happened at the start there. I think we're all good to go again. But it is Mantas who rounds the final corner. But that was absolute carnage. And I'm not surprised that the drivers are a little bit upset about that. But anyway, we have a race on our hands at the front for those drivers that survived turn 1. Blimey, I mean, that was chaos.
Yeah, without a doubt. Still a lot of drivers are still trying to go, but obviously some may require pit stops or just to reset their car and start again fresh. So yeah, we'll have to try and find some battles now. There's Anders getting lapped, and then Match McCarry P3 at the moment. This is a huge boon for the Zaffarales team off their debut stream as hosts, the All-Rounder Championship, of course. So yeah, this is amazing for Match McCarry if he can get up another place and be in the silver medal spot.
Yeah, well, we are settling down here, and well, the field is spread out quite considerably when you look outside the top 5 even. You know, drivers all the way down to between 10th and 30th, pretty close together, but everyone else is fairly spread out. Mantas has got an absolutely enormous lead at the moment by 4 seconds almost, 3 seconds on our timing towers. But yeah, it's absolute chaos at the start. That is the summary as we try to piece together what is happening. Oscar seems to be catching a little bit on Martin McCarry with Steve Martin in a fight. We might actually see an overtake that doesn't involve a crash.
Yeah, he'll plot his move eventually with Tasca behind as well. So, yeah, the incentive, he managed to set a very competitive time with the very last attempt because he had a banker lap that was a P40 right on the bubble, but then he got a better lap for 29th, I think it was. So, yeah, this is obviously a huge gain for him already, courtesy of that crash. So, yeah, he's lost a bit of time there, unfortunately. So, yeah, he won't be able to have a go into Dean Hairpin. More battles going on. I see Rex versus Botef, and then Texas as well. And we've had that horror show with being barrel rolled out of his control. So, yeah, the fact that the car is still serviceable, that is really good news.
Yeah, and let's not ignore the fact that Mantas is already having to deal with lap traffic, and he hasn't even completed lap 3 yet, so that's going to excite his evening a little bit. Here is Rony, fair play to him. Another season of RTFR has begun, and he is, well, I mean, this mod is fantastic looking. It looks like a snake at the front there on Rony's livery. Very happy snake.
Yeah, cheerful reptile. But nevertheless, yeah, we'll see how it gets on. But yeah, P25 is not where he wants to be whatsoever, and he may have to put out all the stops just to break into the top 20, currently occupied by Tasca, who we saw earlier on. Yeah, Steve Martin's going for a move. Didn't quite pay off. Side by side in his final chicane, but we'll check out Mad Jester versus JSK here.
Yeah, Johnny SVK on the outside, trying to get around or trying to get back at Manchester here. Can he try up the inside? No, and Manchester takes the place up to P14.
Yeah, that was solid as you like, really. And now we'll check out. Yeah, Tasca has actually benefited there from Steve Martin's attempt at Negrito for position. So yeah, that was just a case of trying to gain, but it turned into a loss, unfortunately. It's still not the end of the world by any means. Some quality drivers are obviously out of position. So we'll see if there are anyone else who would fancy a go at 20th place as the race pans out. There we go, Mantas. We have the onboard as he's now chasing Tallenberg to put him a lap down. 2 laps down, as a matter of fact, because he had to prepare for damage, I believe, and that's what's taking him so far back.
Yeah, quite a unique view in these GT3 cars. It's almost like they're looking through a letterbox. At least we are from our perspective. The driver is sat a little bit further forward, so they get a bit of a bigger view from the cockpit. But it is a fantastically put together mod, this one. Fair play to Carlos Sainz 55, the LFS S3 driver who's put this together. As we've got cars hitting the hay bales into Piff Paff. We've got a fight on with Zesty and Johnny into turn 1. Zesty keeps in P15. Who's that off in the gravel at Yentwood?
It's Dennis, I think.
Okay, there we go. GR driver there, trying to get it out of the gravel trap. It's going to take a while. It's going to be yellow down in that sector. He's retired. So, if you're just joining us for round 1 of the 2024 Rony's Tuesday Fun Race campaign, well, you've missed quite a bit. There was a huge pile-up at the beginning of the race as we switch our attention to Yari moving into Tarzan, trying to get past Mad Jester. Yari in the yellow FERA 488 GT3 car, and Jester in the blue, just going through your shot now. And Owen, the 2024 season of RTFR is sponsored again by World Class Lines. 150 euros of prize money across both seasons, which is very generous. And World Class Lines will also be sponsoring RTFR XL, which begins next week.
Yeah, it's incredible to have the continued support from the same squad as since my very first venture into RTFR broadcasts. So yeah, it is wonderful that the partnership has endured as it has, and yeah, it does mean that the rewards are there for the drivers who are most successful in the standings.
We've got Unite going into Gracelands next to Crash. Hopefully they don't crash. They haven't crashed.
Maybe it's spoken a little too soon.
They have crashed. Oh, they didn't. That was actually Crash going over the curb on the inside of Tarzan. It looked like a collision. It wasn't.
Yeah, Unite was alert to the situation there. Crash trying to slow down. Thankfully, he did manage to hug that apex on time, but if Unite wasn't looking to see what happened, he would have wanted that apex, and there would have been a risk of contact. But now, Moss McCarry, I spoke well of him when I noticed he was battling for second, but that's a pipe dream now, because Arska and Rick Cardle both want to occupy that third position. Arska may have a chance there before we head up to Gracelands again. So this is the Steel Straight, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be for the case of Arska there, he's got to avoid that grass on the outside of Gracelands, or else he'll be pitched into a spin. Goes on the outside,
trying to go around on Tarzan, and Rick Cardle in the background waiting in the wings to try and see what he can get from this race. And now they're side by side. Monty McCarry has to pick a side, and Arska's too busy kind of defending from Rick Cardle in the end to make a move. The front splitter actually of Monty McCarry's car is quite bent, so he's been through a hay bale somewhere. Oh no, it's actually just the design of the car, my mistake. It looked a bit unusual for a front splitter, but there you go. Got another two cars off in the gravel at Gracelands. That's Crash and Zesty, who retires. And Crash has got to be careful how he rejoins, but safe enough. Mantas on lap 8 is just coming through Piff and then Paff. There we go. But right behind is the battle that we need to focus on. Nozzle is in safe P2 there, but as the long-range camera picks up Motta McCarry, he's still in the lead against Arska and Rick Cardle. Fantastic view.
That was a glorious bit of camera placement. The transition from Nozzle to Motta McCarry there, very pleasant on the eye. But certainly that trackside bollard was disregarded immediately, as Motta McCarry needs every yard of tarmac to be able to hold on to his third position. But Rick Cardle, this is his best chance. A repeat of what we saw a lap ago. Arska holding the outside, but it wasn't quite a door-to-door battle this time. But no doubt about it, with Rick, the lead side of his car with the absence of Gabor tonight. This is a crucial venture because the Sidus team want to continue their hot streak here in RTFR, and they'll need Rick or Unite to be positioned comfortably in this upper echelon to make that a true statement.
Yeah, while this battle was going on camera, Johnny SVK was involved in an incident and actually rolled the car as Rick Cardle nearly goes into the back of Arska there. And yeah, Johnny SVK's retired. We're down to just 27 cars. We had more than 40 cars qualify, and we're down to 27. But that Turn 1 incident will need to be reviewed after the race, I think, because that was quite a snafu. Anyway, Arska and Rick Cardle need to work together a little bit here if either of them want to get past Motta McCarry. As we switch back to Magrio, very, very close to Negrito there. Negrito running the almost AlphaTauri-esque livery. In fact, is it an AlphaTauri livery?
It is, because I believe Alex Albon ran that car when he had his year out of F1. He had no job, so I think he was into DTM. Yeah, I saw it, of course. Yeah, nasty bit of contact, but Yeah, I was just trying to explain the origin of that livery from my, I think, the research I did before the race to make sure I was correct. I believe it is Alex Albon's DTM Ferrari.
Yeah, McGreo didn't care for your facts.
No,
He just all
no.
he cared about was crashing into Negrito there. Anyway, that was uncomfortable as we continue watching through Gracelands. And McGreo is now behind Steve Martin.
Yeah, it's been the case. Yeah, Steve Martin. I've seen him over the years, no doubt about it. But obviously in this race, he was in that 20th place, and now with the attrition rate, he's up to 15th, and he's just got to hang on in there for the next 20 or so minutes. But Magic, of course, he's running one of the standard liveries. He will have a big say in that battle as well. But now we return to probably the battle of the race so far, third down to fifth. Arska, he's missed his apex, and there you have it, Rick into fourth.
Yeah, don't have to ask twice. Ricardo will just go for it, and he has done. And it's going to be difficult for Oscar to get back with a motivated Ricardo now, trying to get past Martin McCarry, who is still hanging on there in third place. They're not really catching up to Nozzle at this rate either. 5 seconds the gap to the race green driver as Martin McCarry gets a little bit wide out of the chicane, the Brook chicane, and now Rick Hoddle has a slipstreamer.
Yeah, and if he's kept in mind the braking point for Dean, so he's gonna try the outside again, making sure not to overshoot it this time. There he goes. His undershot was denied there. Martin McCarry had his wits about him, so the chance of the cutback was blocked. So traffic may help or hinder Martin McCarry here. It's Timu Soini, currently 24th. He's got to be lapped. He'll probably make way after Gracelands, where it's probably safest to do so. So Martin McCarry just needs to push on and hold on as best he can.
Yeah, this is the story of the opening round as we approach the halfway stage. It's Martin McCarry hanging on to a podium, but losing time hand over fist to Nozzle and Mantas up ahead. There's 16 seconds separating P3 from P1 at the moment. That's amazing after just 11 laps. But Oscar is really trying to get back at Rick Cardle here, who can't seem to find a way around Martin McCarry at this stage as we are back up the Brook chicane. And Rick Cardle will get a better exit this time around. Well, actually, Martin McCarry has a good exit, so that has neutralised any attempt that Rick will be able to make.
Yeah, that's most true. Let's see if he does have a chance to tempt fate into the Dean hairpin. Obviously, it won't be the case there. Mantas still comfortably in the lead. There's very little Nozzle can do about it as of right now. So there we go. Timu pulls over to let everyone through. So yeah, nicely played, but yeah, the battle will rage on. Hopefully more confident now. He can continue to study Martin McCarry's lines, and maybe there's the little bit of exposure that the little bit of weakness. Now he's got to defend hard into Gracelands.
Yeah, he hit the back of him there, did Rick Cardle, and that is a sign of sure intent for Martin McCarry that Rick Cardle is there and he wants to get past. Oscar is there as well. Oscar might be able to pick up a slipstream on Rick Cardle down to Brook here. All three of them going at it now, but Martin McCarry hangs on.
Yeah, it's incredible the fact that the three drivers are able to cooperate, but at the same time Martin McCarry has defended superbly thus far.
Oh, here we go.
Everywhere that he can block, he has blocked, and he hasn't put himself or his opponents at risk. But maybe, just maybe, Rick could get the inside line this time. That'll be the opening that Martin McCarry cannot defend. So let's see if it comes to be. So he's got to use a lot of oversteer. The car just refused to slow down.
Oh, he's not done it.
Wow. There you have it.
Nice defence there from Martin McCarry. Rick Cardle still with a nose just, but he manages to cover it off, and a rare error there from Rick Cardle. That should have been a slam dunk, but just too deep on the brakes. Overzealous. And big dive once again. got to do it cleanly if you do it, Rick. And he is doing so. He's got the inside for Gracelands as we head up the steel straight. Oh, not leaving a lot of room. And Martin McCarry hanging it around the outside. A valiant effort here, but shoved off in the end and immediately into defence mode against Arska.
Yeah, it might be too little too late because he was understeering towards that grass and he had to counteract that. So Arska was able to slot into that gap on the inside of Tarzan. And there you go. Incredible piece of defending. But now Arska's slow into the brook chicane. And there we go. Rick has vanished. He's gone. So in a flash, that's the difference. And a quality driver finally makes their pass. The other drivers held back for so long eventually get left in the dust. So yeah, that's how hard you have to work to stop Rick Hardle.
Yeah, but Rick Hardle was held up for a while, so that shows you how much time you can lose behind another car as Martin McCarry and Arska continue to fight down into Yentwood, then up into Chapman, and it's Martin McCarry who has the measure at the moment of Arska, but they've got to watch out because Texas is not far behind. There is a back marker between them. In fact, I think there's a couple of back markers between them as Arska once again tries to find a way around.
Yeah, no doubt the battles that took place on that last lap have opened possibilities here for Texas and Botef, possibly Lallaroo as well. That's something to consider as well. But Martin McCarry has to repeat his tricks earlier to ensure the fourth place stays in his ownership. So Arska may not have that same bit of opportunistic driving to count on as Martin McCarry wants to show that he is one of the stars of today, and it carries on another 10 laps from this point.
Yeah, 10 laps to go, and all has quietened down. We are left with 25 cars. It's Mantas who leads for Born to Race in round one. Of course, RTFR runs every single week of the year on a Tuesday. The race begins at 7 o'clock UTC in the winter months, and everyone is welcome to join. Just join the server before the race starts, set a qualifying time in the 1 hour qualifying session, and earn your place on the grid. And that's going to be running all year long once again. We're going to be covering the two seasons, as we've got Arska looking for a move again into Tarzan, but not quite able to make it stick. But close again in the slipstream behind Martin McCarry, and probably doesn't want to go for the lunge into Brook, needs to line up an overtake on the oval, try and get a slipstream. But there's Texas. Texas has managed to get through the back marker zone, and he's right behind these two now.
Yeah, and he's got too close to the wall, just tagged it a little bit, so maybe Botef will have a chance to close them down and get a little bit of slipstream. For Martin McCarry's case, he's too far back to try anything. He's got to slow it right down, got to use all that traction. No, it seems like the battles are going to be 1v1s for 4th and 5th, and then 1v1 for 6th and 7th. So yeah, no four-way battle for best of the rest at the moment.
Yeah, well, here's the view of Texas trying to close in on Martin McCarry and Arska, who've just gone through shot, and Botev is, as you said, right behind him as well. So we're going to end up with a fight just off the podium. It doesn't look like we're going to get any fights on the podium unless Rick Cardle can take 5 seconds out of nozzle. That's going to be half a second a lap he needs to take out of nozzle to challenge for P2. But Mantas has the measure of this race. He's 16 seconds and a half in the lead.
Yeah, that's absolutely exceptional. He'll certainly revel in that fact if he carries on in this this rich vein of form to start the championship event for RTFR in 2024. I know I was there 2 weeks ago for the non-championship event. I had to go thinking, oh, the contact!
That's gone so wrong.
Oh, couldn't agree on where to go on the apron for turn 1, and Texas has lost the place, but he may get it back. But Lallarue profits, gaining both those positions in a complete bit of avoiding action to make sure he didn't get involved either. So there you go. Lallarue has made those big gains after that collision.
Yeah, I mean, Botev tried to squeeze through on the apron, and Texas was having none of it. There was enough of the car alongside to know that if Texas moved over, it was going to be game over for both of them, and game over it was. Lallarue gains a place in the purple FERA 488 GT3 there. That car has been over. So that was one of the first lap incident. But one of the cars involved in that first corner incident, I think. Safe to say. But still, it continues. And something else that's continuing is this fight for P4 between Mortimer Carey and Oscar. Meanwhile, Owen, on the battle for P2, Rick Cardle has gained by about 1.5 seconds on Nozzle. It's now down to 3.5 seconds, the gap.
He is making the necessary gains to possibly close Nozzle right down. So he has to carry on that form. Yargitilla and Ayub, I'm looking at these two now. Ayub having a look on Texas's race ends on lap 18. Goodness, he's been through the wars today, and unfortunately his ambitions will not yield into those points that he richly deserved. But there you go, that's just sim racing for you.
It is indeed. And we're watching Unite, who's made his way up to P8 through whatever incidents and accidents have happened around him. He's found himself up in P8, Majester in P9, and Michael Malik now rounds off the top 10. And we are left with 24 cars. What an unusual season opener this has been. Plenty of frustration flying around. But just got to brush off those New Year's cobwebs. Everyone was a little bit too hot-headed into turn 1, obviously. And, well, it didn't go well this time. No restarts in RTFR, as we need to keep an eye on our battle at the front between Oscar and Mortimer Carey. Mortimer Carey defending, Oscar loading him up into the braking zone, and Oscar's still unable to get through. This must be so frustrating for him, but you've got to do it cleanly. And let's see if Lallarue can do anything, because he's right there as well.
Well, that would stick in the craw of Arska if Lallarue just pretty much casually joins this battle and makes a pass as soon as he appears. So yeah, that would be awful for Arska to have been held up by Mortimer Carey for half the race, and then Lallarue just glides his way past as he is under a lot less stress. So here we go. Arska probably has to defend for a little while now to put the shoe on the other foot.
Yeah, not many laps to go though. Only 5 left, including this one. As Mantas is he's already crossed start finish actually. So yeah, 5 to go. And this fight is for P4. The fight for P2 is down to 3 seconds, as you can see on the timing tower. And Oscar has got a good exit. Is this the opportunity that he needs to get past? For his sake, I hope so. But Mortimer Carey will defend it, surely. No, he doesn't. He moved over quite late. Oscar's been spooked a bit on the brakes. He's going to go quite deep. Can Mortimer Carey get it back again? Well, partially. They're side by side. Mortimer Carey does have the corner, but Lallarue's gone for its end and takes them both out.
Yeah, he's taken them both out.
There, Owen.
Yeah, Botev is now through. He gains everything.
Unbelievable.
Mortimer Carey, don't tell me he's stuck.
He's stuck. Yeah, that's game over. Lallarue was that was audacious, and it went very badly wrong. Wow. That was a ridiculous move in the braking zone there. He knew what was going on ahead and tried to make it 3 wide, and it just doesn't work into such a tight corner. And it's normally always the responsibility of the car behind to make sure those sorts of collisions don't happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's got it wrong. Maybe he just thought, yeah, the two drivers would be staying on the middle and the inside line would be his, but yeah,
those two were on
across.
they were holding their line. Mallory
Yeah.
went into him. So Rick Cardle then, 2 seconds. That's the fight we need to pay attention to now. Oh, and he's got it wrong again, Owen. He's pushing so hard. He's gone deep into the Dean hairpin once again. Let's see, can he, with 3.5 laps to go, catch and maybe even pass Nozzle? Well, with mistakes like that, it's going to be very hard.
No, he's undone a lot of his hard work in this first split. It's a 25.2 versus 26 dead. So, yeah, Nozzle has given himself a little bit of a rejig to make sure he can stay well clear in P2. But yeah, it is. It's all unfolding behind these drivers. A fair amount of change has occurred, and now Mantas has Rony to lap. He's got Maciek and Steve Martin as well. So yeah, the three drivers all need to be aware of where race leader is, because obviously Maciek is using the same default livery as Mantas. But there we go, they've all noticed. So yeah, that's good. So Jari Katila is now ahead of this queue with Steve Martin here, ready to pull over. So there we go, that's 3 out of 4 opponents to get out of the way. And once Jari has been pulled aside, then yeah, he's clear for probably the end of the race.
Yeah, and I think Rick Cardle has sealed his destiny in this race, actually, with that error. He's not even managed to break the 2-second barrier again. So with just 2 laps to go at the end of this one, I don't think Rick Cardle is going to have any opportunity to overtake Nozzle unless there's an error. As we watch Mantas trying to get past Jari Katila. Doesn't leave him much room. Wanted to use all of the tarmac that he believes he's entitled to. And there is the fight between Nozzle and Rick Cardle. That's the gap that they have. They're so far behind our race leader and another 17 seconds ahead of Botev. So the front of this race really did string out very early on.
Yeah, it is unquestionable how big of a decider this opening incident was, taking out a lot of cars, and some had to just tell a pit and give themselves a new car. So that put them out of contention straight away. But yeah, Mantas made his case. He got the pole position. He was not hit in a collision, so he's pulled away. And yeah, that's obviously fair play to him. You have to take your hat off. But yeah. And now this battle for 13th is going to go right to the wire. Steve Martin hugging that double apex left at Kirby. But Rony and Maciek, are they going to play the team game, try and double up here for the benefit? Yeah, it's not in the mind. But yeah, Steve now understeers a little bit. He's holding the racing line. Rony's going to take the dive on the inside into Tarzan. Watch out for Maciek tagging. Oh dear, wasn't enough space. Watch out for Pedro Bior, though. He's in contention for Maciek's spot.
Yeah, some of the drivers not realising. I mean, this is a long car, don't get me wrong, but some of the drivers are blissfully unaware of how long it is, or how wide it is even. As we return to the battle for P2, which is going to come to the foray a little bit late, I think I want to say, Owen, as we hit the final lap for Mantas.
Yeah, this is the show of dominance to begin 2024. There's nothing that's variable that's going to be in his way. He just has to maintain his pace all the way to the end. He can just push as hard or as little as he wants, really, and he has the win secured. But yeah, the blue flag drivers from earlier are still willing to fight to the end. Jari Katila has given the inside line to Rony for Gracelands. Yeah, understeers, painful if you don't turn in quickly enough. So there we go, Rony has the pass complete, and from near enough the back of the grid, he's fought his way back up to 12th. But here we go, the race leader is going to complete his final turn in, and there we go, he's going to win it. Mantas is the season opener's success story. Congratulations to him and Born to Race. A dominant display, Pete.
Yeah, and pretty close actually in the end between Rick Cardle and Nozzle. Not as close as maybe it could have been, but you can see from your screens that it is getting fairly close as these two exit the final corner. And, well, in the end, not enough. Nozzle will take P2 for race green. And Rick Cardle will have to settle for P3 in the end, which is a little bit surprising, really. I thought he would have maybe been able to have the pace to catch up, but too many mistakes in the end. And yeah, you've got to be consistent. And Mantas was certainly that. He got pole position, and he wraps everything up, and manages to seal the deal today with the race win and the fastest lap. The Triple Crown.
Yeah, he saved it all to the end there. The fastest lap was secured on that celebratory final lap. So yeah, there we go. Mantas just made everyone stand up and take notice. He wants to compete in this new season, and yeah, that will be the gauntlet thrown down. Maybe the next config will suit other drivers, but yeah, the talking point is, of course, the lap 1 incident that brought so many drivers into an uncomfortable situation, and yeah, they'll definitely sour the taste of what was looking to be a very, very exciting event.
Yeah, an unfortunate opening lap that we will try to brush over now and celebrate instead the results of round number 1 of the 2024 season 1 of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race in Live for Speed, which goes the way of a very well-deserving Mantas, who is doing a final lap of honour. And while he's doing that, let's go through the results. In 32 minutes and 14 seconds, it's Born to Race Mantas who wins ahead of Nozzle and Rick Cardle. Rick Cardle caught up behind Asker and Mortimer Carey for too much of the race, ending up within half a second of Nozzle in the end, but not enough to get through. Close, but no cigar, as they say. Fast and Crazy Sim Sports Borislav Botev in P4 with Sidus Unite in P5. World Class Lines Asker, Tav Lallaroo, SGR Mad Jester, Master Race Car Michael, and Magrio round out your top 10, with Ayub, Rony, Jari Katila, Steve Martin, Magic, Pedro BR, Pekka Koivunen, The Muli for ZFRL, Tazka, and Tallenberg are your top 20. Over on the second screen, we've got Soini and Crash, who are the final 2 finishers, and then a long list of DNFs. Eoin Mortimer Carey, right at the end there with that move that was it Lallaroo made into Yentwood, with Asker just 3 into 1 doesn't go, and unfortunately on this occasion it was Mortimer Carey who paid the price. Texas then in P24, he will be classified. Then it's Rex, Negrito, JSK, Zesty, Anders, and Vinner, the top 30, with Dennis, Adal, T-Bug, Ruby, Stiefler, Rayman Lorenzo, and Majukas, the 38 starters, but quite a few, as you can see. DNF 0%. They didn't make it past the first lap home.
No, it was just utter pandemonium what happened. There was the clamour to try and restart the race, but it wasn't. Just a lot of outbraking of the car. It does climb up to 230, 240 kilometers per hour, and you have to slow it right down. Heavy enough on the car as well. So, yeah, just one of those things. Maybe the race setup didn't adjust well for the drivers. So, yeah, Rony, he'll be investigating that incident for the rest of the week. Unfortunately, a lot of drivers may be summoned for a chat to see what exactly happened there. So, yeah, that's a frustrating incident for all involved. Unfortunately, it does lessen the enjoyment a little bit, because I was really, really looking forward to this one.
Well, we can watch it back. We can watch what happened at the very start of the race. Pandemonium, absolute pandemonium down the back of the grid. Here's how it happened, the race start replay, and let's just see what caused all that chaos down at turn 1. looks like we're going to have we may have the stream lock up a little bit here because there was a lot of drama down at turn 1. But anyway, we'll see how this goes. Let's see what all the shenanigans are about.
Yeah, you can't
quite see from that angle.
You can't. No, that angle wasn't conclusive.
Yeah. It's just too much mess. It's
Yeah.
just too much mess, Owen. Too many cars, and you don't see that very often, do you? In Live for Speed. So way too much going on for us to even decide what was going on there. So yeah, just a little bit too much mess is the answer, Owen, unfortunately.
Yeah, just a lot of mess, and you could see even leg contact sprung a few cars even more violently around the place. So yeah, just a bit of LFS physics, and yeah, the CPU processing and all just failed completely. So yeah,
well, yeah, the stream couldn't cope. So yeah. We've got a beefy CPU running this one. So yeah, unfortunately, just chaos. That's all we can describe it, and hopefully that doesn't happen in round number 2, which we invite you all to, and we hope to see you all there. That will be taking place in 2 weeks' time, and we know the combination for that, Owen. It's going to be the RB4 at South City Town Course Reversed on January 30th. The race will kick off at 7:10 UTC. That's all we've got time for this week, but you can tune in for the stream next week at the same time for RTFR XL, which is going to be kicking off on our channel. Owen, you're going to be with us for that one?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. All set to go for XL. Yeah, we'll see what the additional laps will bring to the table, and yeah, a lot of excitement, I'm sure. After today's cleanup, I'm sure. Yeah, we'll see another great race. In XL.
Yeah, the 85th RTFR XL. It'll be the BMW Sauber for 67 laps of AS32 Reversed, which is a custom configuration at Aston. So a slightly small track for the BF1, but we'll see how that goes with 40 odd cars. And yeah, we'll see you all there for that in a week's time. Thanks everybody for watching. RTFR is back on your screens all year long, and yeah, we're happy to have you here. We hope you enjoyed tonight's action. A little bit of a weird start, but there we go. Sometimes it just happens like that, Owen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the full grid, obviously the hard work that drivers put into practice and get the times logged into qualifying. That's the main thing. The fact that people do want to participate, they do want to give it an honest go. Yeah, sometimes bad things can happen, and you just have to reflect and try and figure out what happened and make sure next time goes a bit more smoothly.
Yeah, so that's all from us. Thank you again to World Class Lines for sponsoring RTFR for another year. Thanks to Race Green Events for putting it on once again. Thanks for you for watching. From all of us here at Sim Broadcasts, have a great night and see you on the next one. Good night.
Bye-bye.